All right, let's get right into it. For a little while there, AI coding assistants felt like this amazing magic trick that was also super cheap. But, well, that's changing, and it's changing fast. The prices are climbing, and it's making every single developer face this big choice. Do you stick with the powerful but pricey cloud tools, or do you take matters into your own hands and go with a local setup? Today, we're going to break it all down.
Just imagine waking up and seeing this email in your inbox. And this isn't some made-up scenario. It's exactly what happened to thousands of developers using Zhipu AI. Boom, a 50% price hike, basically overnight. It was a serious wake-up call that sent a shockwave through the entire dev community.
So this is the big question, right? The free lunch is officially over. So what's the smart move for you now? Do you just pay up? Do you switch to a different tool? Or is there another path entirely? Let's figure it out together.
Yeah, that Zhipu email, it wasn't just a one-off thing. It was a warning sign. It was kind of like the first big domino to fall in a trend that is now affecting the whole industry. You know, what's really telling when you look at this is the pattern. It's not one sudden spike. It's this slow, steady creep upwards. GitHub Copilot, it started out at just $10 a month. Now, it's almost double that. Cursor jumps $10. This isn't just one company tweaking its prices. This is the entire market finally waking up to a new reality.
So why is this happening? Are all these companies just getting greedy all of a sudden? Well, not really. The truth is, running these AI services is mind-bogglingly expensive.
Think about it. Every single time you hit a key and get a code suggestion, this massive, complex operation kicks into gear. We're talking about huge server farms packed with top-of-the-line GPUs like H100s, all firing up to process your request. The AI has to read a huge chunk of your code just to figure out what's going on, and it has to do all of that in less than 2 seconds for millions of users every single day. The scale is just insane.
And this number right here, this is the heart of the problem. Forget about profit for a minute. Just to break even, to not lose money, industry folks estimate it costs a company between $8 and $15 a month for one single active user. When you see that, a $10 a month plan suddenly looks completely impossible, right?
And this is exactly why that old freemium model is just falling apart for these tools. You know, in that world, the small handful of people who were paying had to cover their own server costs, plus the costs of every single person using the free version. The math just doesn't work. Companies are now being forced to either get rid of their free tiers or raise their prices just to stay in business.
Okay, so we know prices are up. The next logical question is, are they worth it? I mean, is paying $19 a month for something like GitHub Copilot actually a good investment? Let's do some quick math.
You can figure this out for yourself with some really simple back-of-the-napkin math. First, just estimate how much time the tool saves you every day. Let's be conservative and say it's 1 hour. Then you just turn that time into money based on whatever your hourly rate is. So if you make $50 an hour, that 1 hour a day adds up to $1,000 of value you've gained over a month. Now you take that $1,000 in value and you compare it to the $19 cost, and what you get is a return on investment of over 5,000%. That is an absolutely astronomical number. From a purely financial standpoint, if the tool saves you even just a few minutes a day, paying for it is a total no-brainer.
But what if you're worried about privacy? Or maybe you just hate the idea of another monthly subscription. Well, that brings us to the second path, running these powerful AI models yourself, right there on your own machine.
So what's the trade-off here? It's pretty clear. Cloud is all about convenience. You pay your fee, you log in, and it just works. Local, on the other hand, is all about control. It's free to run once you have the hardware. It's totally private because your code never leaves your computer, but yeah, it does require that one-time investment in a decent GPU and a little bit of setup.
And let me tell you, the quality of these local models is getting seriously, seriously impressive. If you have a beast of a card like an RTX 4090, you can run DeepSeek Coder 33B, and it's nearly as good as the best cloud services. But look down at the bottom of the chart. Even a much more common card, like an RTX 3060, can run a really capable model. The barrier to entry here is way lower than you might think.
And speaking of a low barrier to entry, actually getting started is surprisingly easy. You might think this is going to be super technical, but it's not. Let's walk through a quick 4-step guide.
Okay, so you start by installing this tool called Llama. The easiest way to think of it is like Docker, but for AI models. Then you pop open your terminal and run one single command to download the model you want. From there, you just install a free extension in VS Code, point it to your model, and that's it. You're done.
Seriously, you can be up and running in under 30 minutes.
All right, we've talked about the rising costs, the incredible ROI of the paid tools, and these powerful new local alternatives. Now for the most important part. Which path is the right one for you?
This chart is a great place to start. If you're a student, your answer is easy. Go grab a free tool like Codium. If you're a professional developer and you just value that top-tier quality and seamless integration, GitHub Copilot is still the king of the hill. But, and this is a big one, if privacy is your absolute top priority, a local model like DeepSeek Coder is really the only way to guarantee your code stays on your machine. In fact, let's just walk through this like a little decision tree. First question, super simple. Are you a student? If the answer is yes, great, you can stop right here. The GitHub Student Pack gives you Copilot and a bunch of other tools for free. If not, let's keep going.
Next up, the money question. Can you budget about $20 a month for one of these tools? If the answer is a hard no, your best bets are either Codium's awesome free plan or putting in a little time to set up a local model. If yes, okay, we've got one final question to really nail down the best option for you.
And here we are. Is privacy your number one concern? Or do you already happen to have a decent GPU, like an RTX 3060 or better, sitting in your computer? If the answer to that is yes, then going local is the clear winner. You get total control, total privacy, and no monthly fees. For pretty much everyone else who made it this far, the convenience, the power, and the amazing integration of GitHub Copilot is almost certainly going to be your best bet.
So, let's just quickly recap the big points here. 1. Prices are going up because this stuff is genuinely expensive to run. 2. Paid cloud tools, even with the higher price, offer a ridiculous return on investment if you value your time. 3. Local models are no longer just a toy, they're a powerful, private alternative if you've got the hardware. And finally, maybe the smartest strategy of all is a hybrid one, using the right tool for the right job.
And I just want to leave you with this one last thought. We've spent all this time debating the tools, which one is better, which one is cheaper, but the best tool in the world is worthless without the skill to use it properly. These assistants boost our abilities. They don't replace them. So as you decide which tool to invest your money in, maybe also ask yourself, are you investing enough time in the skills needed to make that tool truly powerful?